Hopefully.
Things aren't exactly what they seem. Why am I singing?
Was that Drake? That's not Drake and Josh, no.
No, it's Dolph Ziggler.
Aha, my
Thanks.
titles are there.
I'm here to show the world. I'm here to show the world. Come on, bring it on.
Oh yeah, I see that he just pulled out a Lucha LA Boom.
Yeah. You know what I did prefer? I preferred I Am Perfection for Dolph Ziggler personally. I am perfection. Except he wasn't.
It is very interesting that he is pulling out of these shows.
Who knows? Maybe he's just joining Bodge.
All right, we're gonna be going live soon.
Imagine
we're just
that.
getting the show together, folks.
What if he's joining Bodge?
Sorry, excuse me?
What if he's joining the Best of the Super Juniors?
Oh, it's like, excuse me, sir? Is that another...
Saying Bodge is just very funny.
Is that another Adam Cole nickname? Bodge? Okay, getting the show almost ready to go live. This is our pregame. Are we still live? Yeah, we're still live. Yeah, we're still live. Okay, cool.
I just hyped it up. I said, so I'm gonna have 2 Halloween costumes. Last week, I'm pretty sure I got at least one person to listen because I said I did a Braun Breaker thing. So like,
you did, and it was good. And there will be another one. The return of Braun Breaker will be happening.
I've been dying to do it all week. Braun Breaker's goated. WWE said, "Shit, we're not selling enough tickets. Let's just send them to the UK." And everyone was like, "Oh shit, I want to see Braun Breaker." And then they're also like,
and you know what? And you know what? Let's throw in Sami Zayn into the Braun Breaker match.
I got excited for that. I was like, "Fuck yeah! Like, let's do this." Imagine how good that match is. I'm telling you, WWE live events probably have better matches than like most WWE shows. Walter and Cesaro are about to beat this living crap out of each other. No one's gonna see it except for like a few thousand people that sit in like, I don't know where they're going, but you know what I'm saying.
Oh yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Things are exactly what they seem. I don't want to set up professional audio.
Let me make sure the audio is there, by the way. Yep, it's there. I heard the end of your "things aren't exactly as they seem."
This is my last week with my old mic, ordering a new one. Big exciting times in the kingdom.
I can't wait to. Are you gonna name your microphone? Your new microphone?
Yeah, I will. I will live on air actually next week.
Ooh, that's a teaser, folks. That's a teaser.
I save all the quality content for this because I have my face on it, so I have to.
Yeah, you get a more chance to do facial bits.
I got so many things I want to do in these next 2 hours. We're gonna see where it brings me.
Yeah. Okay, hopefully. I didn't tell you about this at all last week because I found out as the show is ending. So last week, my recorder that I have here recording our audio stopped like 12 minutes in.
That's terrible. But you got the audio.
But I got the audio. I downloaded I YouTube to MP3 or YouTube stream.
Nice.
And then
oh, good. So it had heard nothing that I said that might have been debatably problematic. Nice.
I edited audio and whatnot.
I know. Ring of Honor. 20 years of non-stop Impact Wrestling.
Well, no, that's Impact Wrestling.
Well, Impact Wrestling is potentially outliving Ring of Honor, and that hurts me.
Which started first? Which came first, Impact or Ring of Honor?
Which came first, the chicken or the egg?
Yeah, which is the chicken? I think Impact is the chicken.
Yeah. But think about it, right? We're not on yet, so I need to stop talking about Ring of Honor. I'm just going to talk about
talk about Impact.
Oh, you know what? People are listening to us at least now, even though we're not recording the official podcast. So it's only right that I start talking about Evil. Listen,
it's the Halloween episode after all.
So we're gonna do our predictions and preview for Power Struggle. But let me tell you, it's coming. It's coming.
It's so close to the screen.
It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. House of Torture, baby.
Wait, hold on. Did Impact and Ring of Honor start the same year?
Well, this is 20 years of Ring of Honor next year because I was getting excited. I was like, oh my God, 20th anniversary, Bryan Danielson versus Jonathan Gresham. Ha! Joke's on me.
Oh, yeah. The 20th anniversary of Ring of Honor is next year. And apparently the 20th anniversary of Impact is also next year.
Wow. Impact.
Let's see. When was their first show? July. They came. Impact was what? 3 months after Ring of Honor.
That's that'd be wild.
Both in 2002. That is actually kind of cool. Okay, I think we're ready to do the show. Get the show officially on the road. Are you ready, Scotty?
Born ready.
Jude, are you ready? He's cleaning himself.
No, I said, are you ready? Oh, you weren't gonna do that. That's.
Well, sorry. As soon as I hit the record button, it's my recorder stopped. I'm realizing I need to buy a new recorder. This recorder.
Yeah, I think that is the. Yeah, you might want to do that.
I'm realizing I need to buy a new recorder because
you could always record the Zoom call.
That's what I'm thinking about doing. The only downside to that is like, it just eats up. The reason I do it on the off thing is because, doing on the Zoom call eats up more CPU and all that jazz. So that's why I was just like,
sure does.
I'm not going to bother with it. But at this point, I might have to bother with it. I could also record through OBS. Apparently, which I've never done before. So I have no idea how that works.
Oh, good. Great. Awesome.
I should
wake me when we're ready because I have so many thoughts.
Okay, we're recording. Let's do this. Let's do this goddamn show. Here we go. Ready? And 3, 2, 1. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Ring Post Radio. It is the Halloween edition of Ring Post Radio, so it's a very spooky time. I did this bit on Happy Hour, Scotty. Spooky! Oh no, the storm is a-brewing, and we'll get to the storm that's a-brewing that happens to be behind Scotty. But of course, I'm Ryan Neitzey, your host, and with me, as always, is Scotty Edwards. Scotty, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. It's Halloween. I don't necessarily, it's not like my favorite holiday or anything, but it's a fun time. All the little children get to have a good time. There's costumes and whatnot. And you know what? I may have a couple tricks up my sleeves tonight. We'll see what happens.
You teased me with tricks and treats and of that nature, and I am intrigued to say the least.
Unfortunately, this is not late night Ring Post Radio. We will not have the bops and beeps and boops and whatever the hell Ryan was doing with his wine. We're back to normal timing, as you can see, but don't you worry, it'll just be as off the hinges as possible.
Yeah, that we can assure. So you said you're not big on Halloween. What I am also not big on Halloween. That might be upsetting to the listeners, but like, it's what about Halloween irks you? For me, I'm not a big dresser upper. I'm not a big costume wearer. And there's something about that. I'm just like I just don't really like that part of it.
Yeah, I'm not big into costumes. Like I'm big time. Like if I have to go somewhere, I'm going to put the minimum effort into a costume. So like, like how people used to do like Facebook and they'd like put a book on their face or something stupid. Mm-hmm. That's still too much for me. So my costumes today, spoiler alert, are going to be very minimum effort, but they're going to be worth it. I promise.
Yeah. Did you see a picture of me on Happy Hour from last Thursday?
I have not.
It is.
Dress up?
I did dress up the entire episode.
But you didn't dress up for this?
I had a costume. I was going to get a costume. I was going to be Brandon Cutler, and then it fell through because I couldn't find the face mask thing for cheap. I was going to get it on Amazon on Tuesday, but it was like $40, and I was like, I'm not spending $40 on this costume for a 2-hour bit.
All my costumes today are just stuff I already had, but it's gonna be great.
Yeah,
I have 2 for the price of 1. AK, you're welcome. I'll fill in for you.
There we go. Instead, I'm gonna be a fan of Count Out, obviously, with this Count Out t-shirt merch.
What a mark! He's marking out for his own podcast network. What a mark!
They are for sale, so go grab.
Buy one now. You can also buy a Ring Post Radio sticker if you're feeling crazy,
feeling up for it. Do it. All right. Maybe we do like a sale where it's like you buy a shirt and you get a Ring Post Radio sticker.
Oh, maybe. You know what you should play? Before we get into our first topic, maybe you should play like the Undertaker music or
something spooky.
Maybe like something more, like mourning or like we're mourning something.
Oh,
or,
a funeral dirge.
Not that anything, died.
I'm gonna type in funeral dirge into Google and we'll see what we get. Oh, Google's spooky. Google's spooky apparently.
See, this is the show, ladies and gentlemen. We're always prepared at all times.
Here we go.
Somewhere down the road, and hello. That was definitely the vibe I just got from that.
Well, let's get into the actual goddamn show. Why don't we, Scotty?
I would love to.
And it wouldn't be the Halloween episode without talking about spooky scary. The biggest news, obviously, that came out of this week is Ring of Honor seems to be shutting their doors for a couple months. That's at least the what they're giving out to us. I got the PR report here, Scotty. Throughout the this is of course from Ring of Honor themselves, which by the way, I found it on Twitter and not the website. I could not.
Coincidence?
I could not find this on the Ring of Honor website.
You know what's funny about the Twitter thing is like they tweeted that and then like 2 minutes later they're like, watch Ring of Honor week by week. I was like, that's so funny and sad.
Ring of Honor tweeted out that throughout the pandemic, our top priority was to keep everyone healthy and safe. And despite not producing any live events over 18 months, we were able to keep everyone fully contracted. We now find ourselves at a time where we need to make changes to our business operations and are planning a pivot for Ring of Honor with a new mission and strategy. The year will culminate with a final battle in December, and we'll be taking the first quarter of 2022 to work internally to reimagine Ring of Honor. Ring of Honor has the most dedicated fans in the industry, and we appreciate the loyalty and patience as we reconceptualize Ring of Honor. We anticipate returning to live events in April for the Super Card of Honor with a new fan-focused product and to provide a unique experience for wrestling fans. Of course, there are more news that came out about that. Not only are doing the final battle in December, they're also going to be doing a television taping in November, apparently. Don't know the dates on that. I think November was the only thing that came out about that. There are the bigger aspect to all of this is when it comes to the wrestlers themselves. Ring of Honor practically released all of their wrestlers, practically being that they are still expected to work the television tapings in November. They're still expected to work Final Battle in December, and they're going to be paid by Ring of Honor up until December. If they have longer contracts, they'll be paid up until March. But they can basically go wherever they want right now. There are already people popping up. Bandito's going to GCW for a few. I imagine the Briscoes are going to stay in GCW for a few. Who else has popped up? I'm trying to remember.
Brody King's going to Beyond and GCW.
Mm-hmm. Tracy Williams is also going to Beyond. There's a bunch of people
waiting for that one domino to fall that I think we're all waiting for. and he's going to less shows now instead of more, which is very confusing.
Yeah,
very intriguing.
But they can show up. Literally, they can show up to Dynamite on Wednesday. They can show up to WWE NXT on Tuesday.
2.0.
2.0, please. My apologies, sir. They can show up wherever as soon as they want. Obviously, they're still contracted Ring of Honor, but Ring of Honor is just going to let them work, it seems like. You still have to contact through them. And then there's also conflicting reports about what is happening with the video library. Fightful at one point, I believe it was someone else, said that the video library is up for grabs, up for sale. There are other people. Brian Alvarez of the Wrestling Observer says that it is not up for sale. I imagine it's kind of like WWE, where it's like they're not necessarily selling it, but if you give them a good enough number, they're going to be like, sure. So if I was WWE Tony Khan, I would be calling up Ring of Honor and seeing if they want to offload that video library. But
if I'm Tony Khan, I'm bringing the Brinks truck and then some more to get that, because the majority of your top stars' best years came in Ring of Honor.
Yeah, and not just that, but Tony Khan is saying All In, which is the bigger thing to me. You don't want WWE having the rights to All In. But then there's also the aspect of like Tony Khan saying that they want to have a streaming service for AEW at some point, and having the Ring of Honor video library on there is a pretty big deal for them. Can sell some more stuff for them. But with all that news, this is very dark days in professional wrestling. This is very sad news, and obviously we're already seeing the fallout from it when it comes to wrestler bookings and whatnot. So what are your take? What do you feel about all of this, Scotty?
It's very sad. Like at the end of the day, Ring of Honor is a place where most of today's wrestling stars got their start. They, dip their toe there. Like, you just name countless wrestlers, and it feels like they've all been there. Like I said with AEW, Kenny Omega, the Young Bucks, Cody Rhodes, Daniel Bryan, Bryan Danielson. Yes, I'm going to say two people because there was two different ages there. CM Punk. The list goes on. Colt Cabana,
Jack
yada
Evans.
yada yada. Yeah, there's so many. I could go down most of the roster, and I'd probably be right. This isn't the end of Ring of Honor. Hopefully, like by all accounts, it is not the end of Ring of Honor. But it sucks. It just sucks because I think we can all agree, like, more wrestling promotions that give people the chance to be seen is better for the business. And it makes me sad because it felt like ROH was finally jumping in on the Forbidden Door stuff. They were finally, turning that corner, because they had a dark age there in Ring of Honor, but they didn't go out of business or anything. I went to a show during that time in Ring of Honor. And it's one of the most fun I've ever had at a show because they still can put on a great show. Yeah, sure. Maybe you weren't, jumping for joy with the Kingdom on top rather than, the Elite 2 years prior. But for me, it's still just fun because if you go to a wrestling show and you don't think about, oh, is this going to be, a 5-star classic match? You can always have fun. And I think that's one of the things I'm most sad about, because you and me are we're like a month removed from talking about how Ring of Honor has really built themselves back, and they've gone to this point where they have a great roster. They built a women's division that you can actually celebrate, and now it's just all over. Like, all of that's done for right now. I know there's been rumors of they could be becoming something like a GCW all over again. Like, they could become a super indie, which, might be best case scenario for them at this point, because that way, you don't have to have signed contracts. You pay on an agreement type deal. Your roster is interchangeable. It's just upsetting though, because Ring of Honor, it has a real fan base after almost 20 years, and there's you feel for the guys like Jonathan Gresham and the Briscoes and Jay Lethal, the ones that have stayed there through thick and thin, and now it's all over for them right now.
Yeah, it sucks because, as we were saying in the pre-show banter before the show started, that Ring of Honor is a couple months away. April 2022 would have been their 20th anniversary. Just very close to that marker. And in a weird way, they're going back to their roots with their 20th anniversary. But it's not a way that we all wanted, or nor did we expect. Obviously, there's a lot of different things that came into play here. I mean, we felt that Ring of Honor was doing good television and had a good roster, but obviously they weren't selling tickets or anything like that. When they did sell tickets, they weren't selling a whole lot of them. Even before the pandemic, they weren't selling a bunch. COVID obviously hurt them like nobody else. I mean, COVID hurt everybody, but because they took the moral route in protecting their employees and contractors and whatnot, they got hurt arguably the worst. I mean, the only other, I think it was like Meltzer that said something like, the only other company that's like up to like Ring of Honor standards and protecting their crew is like New Japan, and New Japan put out the report, or the financial reports, saying that they basically broke even this year or the past year. So Ring of Honor was out for longer, and they were paying for people the entire time, and they weren't doing and none of their TV had audiences, and all that hurt them. And then on top of that, you got the Sinclair part of it, where Sinclair is like $8 billion in debt right now, and they screwed themselves over. They get hacked, and they lose even more money, and now they're looking at cutting costs. And Ring of Honor, which is this stuffed pig over here, is apparently getting slaughtered, and that hurts the entire wrestling industry, because that's one less place you can go to. I mean, you can still go there, like you said, on a day-to-day basis, but it's not a contract. It's not guaranteed money. It's not decent money either. Their top stars just working, getting decent money, just staying in Ring of Honor. And like you said, now we're at a point where you have this entire roster is free. This entire roster at a point where WWE is changing up how they hire people, or who they hire. They are no longer hiring these Ring of Honor stars, it would seem like. The youngest person is probably like Roxy, and they might pick her up.
I can see them pick up Roxy.
Yeah. The AEW, we talk about it every time. The AEW says, hey, if people are available, I'm going to pick up people. There's no roster budget gap or cap.
I think the only problem there is you don't want to just bring in the entire Ring of Honor roster, yeah.
And they're not going to be able to. And I don't even know how many people they'll be even able to bring in.
Like, to me, like 5 has to be like the max for a while. Because they already have an overbloated roster. Like, I don't know the last time I saw certain people on AEW, and it's just, that's the way it is. They, they're good at shuffling them in and out. But you don't want to add like all of Violence Unlimited, all of the Foundation, and all of Shane Taylor Promotions, and then you only see them on Dark.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll see someone on Dark though soon from Ring of Honor.
Ring of Honor, because what Ring of Honor also was a place to see more wrestlers wrestle, and now it's like you have all of these people out there in the open. Obviously, you got these are people who are experienced wrestlers, have a bunch of TV time. They know how to work in front of a television, in a studio setup. They've done pay-per-view shows. They've had good to decent to great wrestling matches. They aren't like I hate to say it, but they aren't like your indie person on these random bookings all over the globe. Right. They're not like these. These are people that they're ready to go right now. and you pick them up. And then my concern is then all the indie people that are trying to go up will get pushed back down a little bit because, you know, the rosters are full, the spots are taken. This, you know, Tony Khan says that like Ring of Honor, you know, they don't have roster caps, but you have time caps.
Yeah.
And unless you make another show, I don't know what you're gonna do. It not just affects like the Ring of Honor wrestlers specifically. It affects like all independent wrestling, and some would say maybe that's a good thing. That means all these indie wrestlers can get even more time to hone their craft. But you know, that's even more time to not make as much money as you could right now. I don't know. It's bad for a lot of different aspects, but I don't know. It's rough.
It's terribly rough, and it's an easy assumption that a couple wrestlers are picked up by AEW. Like,
without a doubt.
Let's not get crazy here. Like, it's going to happen. I think I'm most interested, you know, when we just talk about the talent, not talk about Ring of Honor. Where do they go? And I think a lot of people, you know, that was instant like reaction of, let's start fantasy booking where these wrestlers go. And for me, I wanted to hesitate a little bit and wait till now, really, to think about that because, you know, we pretty much just got told Ring of Honor could be just gone. Poof, gone.
I know. You said something in the pre-show banter that was just like, well, that press release does say we plan on doing this and this is what we're going to shoot for. Yeah. That doesn't say anything like we're coming back. It's like we plan on coming back in April.
Yeah, and I listened or read some stuff that Joe Koff talked about, and he sounded like, okay, we want to come back, but we really just don't know right now because it was all very sudden. It's hard to just be like, yeah, we'll be back. We'll be better than ever. Like, you can't just say that. But you know. Yeah. You start thinking about where did talent go? What do the talent do? There's a lot of names that have a lot of value that are leaving that roster. I think everyone, you know, in wrestling right now said, where the hell is Jonathan Gresham going? And
he's conspicuous by the idea that he's cutting back his indie bookings.
Yeah. That's he's already got a contract. Either he's got a contract, he's got a plan. Here's the thing for me when it comes to Jonathan Gresham. I could see him not signing a solidified deal right off the bat because I could see him being hopeful that Ring of Honor does come back and he can still be a part of that. I could see that happen. But I could also see Jonathan Gresham, you know, sign with AEW or we were going over pre-show. He canceled the booking on November 20th and November 27th. And I don't know what other bookings he has besides those. But it wouldn't be crazy to think he could be doing something, you know, maybe outside the country. Maybe he's already signed the contract. I'm just saying, like, there's a lot of different reasons you start canceling bookings while your main source of income is basically go out and do something. Yeah. So it makes me think he might, you know, maybe he's already locked up. Maybe he's
I'm not saying this real quickly. I'm not saying we have no idea, obviously.
No.
I'm just saying that Impact Turning Point is on November 20th. An indie date that Jonathan Gresham canceled.
I understand that his wife's there, but come on now. Come on now. I think Jordan Grace could be doing better too, by the way. I don't think, but that's beside the point. Maybe he wants to do the best of the Super Juniors. Maybe he wants to go to AEW. Who knows what Jonathan Gresham wants to do? But I think the number one thing is for us as fans is to just cheer on these guys and hope they find work. And like when I saw Brody King was going to Beyond, I was like, hell yeah, Brody King's great. I think Brody King's a guy that is going to be one of the top names to take advantage of this because I think his name was only becoming bigger and bigger with his involvement in New Japan Strong, and I can only see him doing huge things. And I think a lot of people were, ready to think AEW, AEW, AEW. I think New Japan should get some credit here. I think they're going to sign a chunk as well from Ring of Honor. But that's just me.
Yeah, the question is for where all these guys are going. You brought up Best of Super Juniors, and I just wanted to look it up real quick. Best of Super Juniors is like in conjunction with World Tag League. I think I read somewhere that they are doing Best of Super Junior and World Tag League matches in the same nights instead of last year, which was one night was World Tag League, one night was Best of Super Juniors. I think that's what they're doing. Don't quote me on that. I'm not sure. Either way,
they are doing it at the same time.
Yeah, either way, it starts November 13th, and if Gresham or anybody else wanted to go over to New Japan and work those dates, they would have had to have flown out and be in quarantine, the 2-week quarantine right now.
Then yeah, he's probably not doing that.
Well, we have no idea because I don't think Gresham has worked anything else.
They're probably. I wonder if they're going to do the Super J Cup again.
They probably are. I mean, well, no. Gresham's not going to be in Best of Super Juniors because he's at New Japan Detonation on November 15th.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, he's definitely not in the Best of Super Juniors.
He's staying in the States.
But I'm still wondering what the 20th and 27th are.
That's just, those are just weird dates to me.
Makes you think. And everyone's got to remember, November 13th, that's Full Gear. Just be ready. Like that's a potential spot where someone could debut. I know a lot of people are talking about Mr. Wyndham, but this Ring of Honor stuff, there's so many possibilities. And at the end of the day, I think you and me can agree. Instead of just naming all these wrestlers and where they could possibly go, we just hope that they find work and they keep getting noticed. Because, like for me, they signed Miranda Alizé and Trish Adora and Roxy all back to back to back. I was like, that's 3 pillars to build a women's division around right there. So like, I hope they find work ASAP because I think those 3 were great. I mean, I think Trish Adora is, more well known than either of the other 2 right now. Her coverage in PWI, she's got a lot of coverage and whatnot. So, this goes for all the talent. I just hope they find work. I hope that we as fans can see them in multiple places as well, because that's the beauty of, we're going to see Bandito everywhere. That man's a star. Like that's just a guarantee. Yeah. I'm excited to see where Dragon Lee goes and Roosh, and Roosh doesn't have to fake an injury anymore. So, there's so many different ways to go here.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of different ways to go with this. I was thinking about whether or not, I wonder if the Ring of Honor Women's Division reboot, I'm trying to say this as objective as possible. I like the women's, what they were doing with it. But one could probably argue that was a move to try to generate more money or buzz, and I wonder if they did. They definitely got buzz, I feel.
They definitely got buzz.
But I wonder if they made any more money off of the women's division. I mean,
I don't know how
you look at those ticket sales from that one show, and they weren't that great.
Yeah, I don't know how the women's division could,
because it's like that to me is like that was a move to do more stuff, which I think was a good thing to do for women's division. And then you can look at what they were doing with GCW. That was where that Forbidden Door thing you're talking about. That was the thing they did after the women's division reboot is, okay, let's now introduce the Forbidden Door aspect. Let's hitch our wagon onto GCW, who seems to be going up in the minds of the wrestling world, which I think is the irony to me is not lost on the fact that this happens to Ring of Honor as GCW is getting the Hammerstein Ballroom, a Ring of Honor mainstay arena. Which I'm not saying there's anything there. I'm just saying that's, you're talking about Ring of Honor being the second tier American wrestling promotion, third tier. That is obviously dropped significantly, and GCW is on the rise. Passing ships.
I think a lot of people have, come to agreement that GCW is what Ring of Honor once was.
Yeah.
And for me, GCW is a weird one because like they have their usuals, but they're increasingly getting these huge major names now helping them out. I guess I mean, I always thought this was kind of over anyways, but the New Japan relationship with Ring of Honor clearly no longer happening.
Or
and
what,
I wonder if
no one knows what is happening.
Well,
but it looks like AEW has replaced them.
Yeah, because they shared their talent with with New Japan for New Japan Strong a lot, but it's definitely seemed AEW not only has replaced them, but now can have a bigger stranglehold on that relationship, which is probably best for them.
What do you think about that
again,
that wrestling take that was out there? That there was like a wrestling take out there that was like, AEW is the reason Ring of Honor is all this stuff. Are you pointing fingers at AEW? I'm pointing fingers like at Sinclair and COVID, and like maybe 5% or 10% of my finger pointing is AEW, but like
I think there's multiple places to actually point as to why Ring of Honor is where it is at. It's at themselves, it's at WWE actually for NXT, because there was a time where Triple H pretty much bludgeoned Ring of Honor with signings, absolutely destroyed them, and without the Elite, this could have happened a long time ago. Adam Cole was their top star. He was their bona fide top star. They took him, Kyle O'Reilly, Bobby Fish, the list goes on. Samoa Joe,
Roderick Strong,
Mr. ROH. That's literally his nickname. They took him. Like the list is a long one, and I think NXT was just the first chip of many. Of course, I mean AEW without no Elite. That was I always felt that was the big blow that
even Joe Koff in that interview acknowledged that he thinks that they screwed up, not
they did.
helping out
and I think they did. If they worked more with them to create something bigger, who knows? I mean, they weren't going to be Tony Khan, but they could have been the people. They could have
I mean, they could
went to them before Tony Khan ever did.
They could have been Tony Khan, but then that's the other finger point is that Sinclair has more money than Tony Khan, yet they were like, nah, never mind.
Yeah, and the Young Bucks are very loyal to Ring of Honor, but things happen. They had to move up in the world. They probably saw the writing on the wall.
It was also a super sexy opportunity to start your own wrestling promotion.
There's so many people there's so many possible spots to blame here, but at the end of the day, I think Sinclair never fully embracing Ring of Honor is one of their true downfalls. They bought it as content, nothing more, nothing less.
Look at the television spots, which, by the way, I have no idea. I have no idea how to watch. I watch Ring of Honor on the website.
I learned Ring of Honor is on the network that I work for. Now, it is on at like 12 midnight on Fridays.
Wow.
And I was like, oh, because I was walking by the other day. It's on at 12 midnight and it's on during the day on the second channel. And I was walking by like one of the TV like production rooms, and I saw Ring of Honor on. I was like, is that Shane Taylor? What am I? I was like, what is happening? And I stopped and I was like, oh, interesting. That is Ring of Honor. So yeah, I mean, Sinclair could have done so much more for Ring of Honor. Ring of Honor could be in the same breath as a lot of the top promotions right now. And at the end of the day, they didn't care enough to do that. So who's to blame here? It's Sinclair. It's not Ring of Honor. I think it's Sinclair, because Ring of Honor, selling to Sinclair made all the sense in the world. That was just to, make them bigger, get them on TV. But at the end of the day,
it's frustrating.
Sucks.
It's frustrating. And like you said at the before, obviously there are a lot of wrestlers who we would love to be in different spots. There are a lot of wrestlers that we think could be really good in different companies, but it is a matter of time. You know, you have all of these guys available. You got all of the WWE people that were cut that are now available, like Strowman's not signed anywhere. Bronson Reed's not anywhere. Wyndham Rotunda is not anywhere. You got all these guys available still, and who knows what else they could cut. I wouldn't be surprised if these other companies. I mean, I don't think it's related in any capacity. I do think their excuse for cutting people is bullshit because it is this company, but MLW is already cutting people. And Sean Ross Sapp even said that, Sean Ross Sapp said that the reason that they're cutting people, apparently, according to MLW, is because they don't want their live shows to be as long as they are. And so I was like, what? So they're cutting people like Jordan Oliver or the great man Buku Dao, Beast Man, Lee O'Brien. They're cutting
finally Mance Warner. Who hasn't wrestled for them for like a year and a half.
Mance Warner, they let Tom Lawler go apparently.
Yeah, it's a big one.
But also, before I let you speak, Sean Ross Sapp also said that MLW is already looking to hire people.
I think MLW is a company that gets on my nerves consistently with everything they do.
We'll get to them later.
Because MLW is they have good ideas, and they have Jacob Fatu, and I feel like Jacob Fatu is enough to make me watch most of the time. And they just do things that make no sense to me, which we'll get to later. Yeah. So I won't even talk about it.
But I wanted to bring up MLW because they're a company that they're saying it's not related. They're saying it has to do with the length of their shows, which I think you can do other things besides cutting people to fix that. But they're cutting people. They cut Jordan Oliver, some guy that, got up in the GCW scene, got a little hot. They brought in, and now they're cutting again.
Tom Lawler was definitely leaving anyways.
Yeah, I agree. But now, according to Sean Ross Sapp, they are apparently bringing in people. They want to bring in other people. And I'm like, oh, look at that. They cut people to make room to hire more people. I'm not saying that anything's connected. I'm just saying that, I'm looking at the tea leaves here. And I wouldn't be surprised if other companies do that. Look at AEW. They're loaded. They're gonna need cut rooms. Let's be honest. You can hire as many people as you want, but you can't. There's no way you can financially do that. NWA is gonna get some of these guys. Sadly,
I've thought about that.
Impact will get people.
There's gonna come a time where Tony Khan's gonna have to, be like, okay, I cannot keep, all these people rostered. I can't. Never mind. I'm not gonna say it.
Yeah, saying anyone's name is like dunking on some wrestler and be like, oh, this person should get cut.
Nah, screw it. I'm going to do it. I can't keep Abaddon signed to my company anymore. I have to say it because I'm just, I feel like this is a once a week thing for me now. But, oh my God, I don't understand what I watched the other day. They signed a lot of wrestlers at the beginning that they don't use anymore. And they haven't released them. Like Kip, do you know Kip Sabian works for AEW still? I learned this the other day. I think he's injured, so that's fair.
Remember when Tony Khan at some point told Sonny Kiss that Fight for the Fallen was her show? and then Sonny Kiss wasn't on Fight for the Fallen last time.
Oh, that's funny that you bring up Sonny Kiss. Did you see the Misha Tate tweet going around this week of I'm only on Andre and Hogan or something?
Yeah.
And everyone was like, watch this, technical Kobashi versus Samoa Joe. I said, watch Kenny Omega versus Sonny Kiss. I was like, This is perfect professional wrestling.
I would say Cody versus Sonny Kiss.
Oh, that's one too.
It's actually really good.
I just picked a 26-second match where Kenny's just doing at the end, which is just amazing. Which is interesting because John Moxley's kind of doing the same little gimmick right now. Just pointing that out.
Oh yeah, he's turning heel. I'll say that.
Yeah, facts. But yeah, Ring of Honor, sad, very sad.
Yeah, hopefully they return. Obviously, with the new agreements that they'll have, they might be able to bring back guys. I'm not going to be surprised that people on the lower tier of the roster, like your Beer City Bruiser type guys, are going to be coming back or whatever. Oh, he wants to show the logo. I wouldn't be surprised that, like, you know, the lower guys, Beer City Bruiser, you know, Cheeseburger to an extent. I wouldn't be surprised if some of these people come back, or even the top tier guys like a Tracy Williams, Jonathan Gresham. I wouldn't be surprised if they come back to work the dates, but that's up to them, and that is up to where, if anywhere, they sign. So we'll see how everything plays out. You know, this is still an evolving story. I imagine there'll be more information as weeks go on. We'll see what happens with that tape library, and we'll see what happens in April. Let's go on to our next bit of stuff here.
I disappeared.
Oh yeah, you disappeared. You're just Ring of Honor now.
I'm back. I'm getting rid of Ring of Honor now. We're moving on to the rest of the show.
Moving on to the next topic. NXT Halloween Havoc. Whoo, boy.
This was a show. This was a show. And, you know, I'm not going to lie to you. Some of it left me, like, not angry, which was shocking. You know, some of it left me like, what is going on? What happened? But, you know, it happens. I'm trying to get my video view back. There we are.
Hey, there he is. The man's back.
So it's Halloween Havoc, which means it's Halloween time here, and it's time we get costumes going, ladies and gentlemen. So give me a second.
Oh, he's gonna get a costume.
You take the show. You start talking about Halloween Havoc. I'll get the costume.
Sure. Halloween Havoc happened last Tuesday. Oh boy. Just my general thoughts on the show. Look, if you skip all of the comedy. Whoa, where did Scotty go? I don't know where he is. I lost a partner.
Guys, I am R-Truth's child.
Welcome to the show, John. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. You know,
this is a big get for Ring Post Radio, I gotta say.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely am dressed up as a Halloween character. I don't just become John Cena on the spot. But you know what's a funny story? I actually dressed as John Cena when I was like 8.
Really?
Yeah. Look at me now.
Still dressed as John Cena.
Still dressed as John Cena, but this time I got the belt.
Oh baby.
Feel pretty big time. But yeah, let's talk about Halloween Havoc.
Yeah, now that you're officially in costume.
Yeah, now I'm in costume. First costume of the 2 by the end of the show. Oh shit. Should have did it the other way around. I forgot what the first match was. Give me a second. You can start it off.
Well, hey, we'll start off with the first match. NXT Women's Tag Team Triple Threat Scareway to Hell ladder match. What is Scotty doing? If you guys are not watching twitch.tv /countout, you're missing gold here.
So
the Scareway to Hell ladder match.
So this is an Io Shirai mask that definitely does not fit my head. And it's really cool, but the whole purpose of the mask actually wasn't for Io Shirai. It's actually for the Countout MVP. So look at the shirt.
Yeah.
Gold
and baby.
Do you remember who Io Shirai dated? Evil baby. Let's go. Yes, sir. Oh, what a show we're having here, folks! What a show! I might have broke the mask. I'm not gonna lie to you.
You're wearing that Io Shirai mask, the tiger mask style mask, like it's a beret. You know what I mean?
We call it the Queen's Quest style mask. Thank you.
My apologies, sir.
See, I'll just hold it up like this, like she does.
Perfect.
The whole time.
Perfect. And then
let's talk wrestling, eh? Let's talk about the ladder match, the Scareway to Hell.
Gigi Dolan, JC Jane win the match, defeating Io Shirai and Zoe Stark, who were the champions, and of course, Indy
so
Hartwell
happy about it, Ryan.
And Persia Pride. This match was awful. This match sucked.
Okay, hear me out. Io Shirai was really good. Everything else, very bad. Io Shirai put her life on the line.
I think Io Shirai did the best with what she had. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, they had her fight like Persia Parada and JC Jane the week before this, so like she was prepared. You know, It makes me sad. It makes me really sad because Io Shirai is like the reason that, you know, I like things. I like wrestling. I like women's wrestling. I like Joshi. And she has to wrestle Persia Parada and JC Jane. I'm not going to say anything about Gigi Dolin. Like, I've seen Priscilla Kelly have good matches at least once or twice. So I'm not going to say anything bad about her. But when she had the team with Zoe Stark, who's like so unlikable, like she's just very unlikable to me. And this match did kind of suck, but it had the result that I think everyone expected, and that is Toxic Attraction on top.
Yeah, what was frustrating about this match to me is that
It sucked.
well, yeah, there's many reasons why they don't know how to climb ladders, and they're botching spots and breaking stuff, and it's just real bad. But you know, the good producer of matches would probably have this match, you know, built around Io Shirai and like maybe Gigi Dolan, maybe Hartwell. But to me, watching this, it felt like the match was built around Persia Parada. Persia Parada had like several minutes of just wrecking shop, and it's like, Persia is not a good wrestler, folks.
And she's terrible.
JC Jane was doing stuff in there. It's like it was built around the people that had like are not that great and not a lot of ladder experience. It was like, what are we doing, folks? Why are we building a match around these people? Build them around people that are, you know, the common thing in wrestling, you know, accentuate the positives. And I feel like this match accentuated the negatives. And I was very mad and upset about it.
Well, it's kind of funny to me because they literally had a ladder match the day before on Raw.
Yeah,
it was actually like good because you know, they had wrestlers that are competent of ladders.
But then that because that match happened the day before out of the blue, and this match was announced a week in advance, it made it like demoted this match even more.
You think Vince cares? You think Vince even knew? Like, I know we all like, well, Vince is clearly writing this. No, he probably just told them, hey, I want them as champions, call it a day. Here's my thoughts on the match. It stunk. Let's get Io Shirai out of NXT, out of WWE, and move on. God. That's all. Good for Toxic Attraction. They're like the main stars of NXT 2.0 for some reason, and we have to just accept that.
It's because Toxic Attraction are sexy. Have you seen JC Jane walk?
Listen. I didn't know who JC Jane was before like a month ago, and please don't. Let's not, you know, just talk about her walk. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Watch JC Jane teaming up with Gigi Dolan early, and
Now
and you'll
all
see
I'm
what
gonna
I'm
do
talking
is just watch her walk, and it's gonna be like the weirdest thing ever. 'Cause I'm like, what am I doing? Why am I just watching JC Jane walk?
I think
off the rails on a crazy train.
I did not. So I'll be honest.
Stop talking about this match.
No. I'm moving on.
Okay.
I purposely did not watch any of the haunted house segments.
I skipped through it.
Or the bullshit NXT party segments.
Well, I will give you the takeaway of the NXT party segments. Cora Jade is going to win a title very, very quickly. I don't know. They just try to get her on TV all the time. Grayson Waller sucks. Like, he's just the worst.
They're turning him heel by having him hit on Cora Jade and doing illegal things towards Eli Drake or whatever his name, LA Knight.
He's just being a creep.
Yeah,
and
then Trey Baxter's gonna swoop in. Yeah, baby.
And Cameron Grimes is screwed. That's about all I got from the party segments.
Remember when Cameron Grimes was the $1 million champion?
No.
Joe Gacy.
Remember when I was the WWE champion? Do you? Because I don't.
Joe Gacy took on Malik Blade in a squash match. We have not talked about Joe Gacy at all in this program. Thoughts on Joe Gacy?
Better left unsaid. I understand like the point of the gimmick is to like anger people, and it's working. I'm just waiting for the side that explodes, because clearly we're gonna get that because he has Snitsky with him. So
You're not wrong.
all right, I'm done with Halloween. I'm done. I hate this holiday. I'm done. We're switching back.
2 matches in, and you're already ejecting on
We're done.
the costumes.
We're done. Absolutely done. Moving on. Let's keep talking about NXT Halloween Havoc.
Joe Gacy.
I can just tell you're already done with me. Oh my god.
I'm not done with you. I'm done with this card. Yeah, baby.
Let's go.
We'll get to him.
The man is here. Now the show's fixed.
Roderick Strong in a non-title match beat Odyssey Jones in 3 minutes for some reason. I don't know. You're constantly adjusting. If you're not watching the show live every Sunday morning with us, then what are you doing?
Sunday morning, rain is falling. Oh, boy.
I feel like last week was me going crazy, and this week is you going crazy.
Yeah, but I got my mans behind me, so we're all set.
Yeah.
Roderick Strong, Diamond Mine, best part of NXT 2.0.
I'm really enjoying Diamond Mine. I don't know why Odyssey Jones is out here and what's happening with this.
Except for this man, he's the best part. But then it's them. I like Diamond Mine a lot. Odyssey Jones got squashed via knee. He just lost via a knee. Like, that was it. There was no finish. It was just the knee. And at the end of the day, who cares?
I care, man. I want to care. I want to care about this. It's so fucking bad.
That's amazing. I want to care, but it's just, the worst thing I watch on television.
It's what the kids call drizzling shits. It's so bad.
Oh my god, it's so bright.
What are you taking place in the sun? Jesus Christ.
I was trying to get a light.
I'm going to continue while you figure out what you're doing. Mandy Rose took on Raquel Gonzalez in a Chucky's Choice trick or street fight for the women's title. Mandy Rose, of course, got the win here. So thoughts on Mandy Rose getting the win? Toxic Attraction holding all the gold here. Thoughts on them? Raquel Gonzalez coming out on a bike and losing. Of course, she gets distracted by the returning Dakota Kai.
I was right. I called Dakota Kai being the weird person. Raquel Gonzalez sucks. So as far as I'm concerned, good for Mandy Rose. I don't even like Mandy Rose. I don't really have any opinion on Mandy Rose. I understand why she's the champion. I understand why Toxic Attraction's on top, because of JC Jane's walk, of course. But good for Mandy, I guess. I mean, I never thought she was going to be NXT Women's Champion. I always thought they would just, eventually Vince would bite the bullet and make her Raw or SmackDown Women's Champion. So I guess we can celebrate that she's not either of those, and she's just NXT 2.0.
At one point in time, I was really high on Mandy Rose. And then she was in main roster for too long. Main roster.
I mean, when you end up in a team with Dana Brooke, your career kind of ends.
When you just go into main roster, it just
eats you alive.
It just the meat grinder on your wrestling skills, dreams, hopes. Just
everything just dies. That's what you're saying. Yeah,
I'm Lance Archer. Everybody dies. Anyways, next up, Fabian.
I can tell how sad you are. We had such a good conversation in Ring of Honor, and then you're like, "Gonna talk about Halloween Havoc."
NXT 2.0, NXT 1.0. Right at in the Poppy era was at least had like a good match here and there, like a pretty good, like it was still like the booking was all over the place and it was super weird and I didn't like it, but they still had like a good match on television every once in a while.
Are we talking about NXT 1.0 as in not like TV era? Is that what you're
No, I'm talking about a couple months ago, the Poppy era of NXT.
Oh, yeah. It definitely had a good match here or there.
Yeah, it was a good match. They at least had like a 3.5 star match every week or so.
I don't know what you're talking about. The main event was great.
But like now it's like it's worse. It's supposed to be attracting to like kids of our age. but like, sorry, not kids, manly men of our age, and there's fucking they got a guy on there that's making fun of us and Joe Gacy. They're making fun of my intelligence by having Chucky here, which is fucking straight out of WCW 2000s era. They got the own crowd booing kids just because they didn't agree with a child wrestling.
Oh, I already got into that last week. I'm not doing this again. You're trying to work me up. I can tell. I can see it in your face. You're trying to get me there, and I will not go to that dark path again. Instead, what we will talk about is how MSK lost.
MSK lost their titles to Imperium in a Lumberjack-O-Lantern match. This was a really good match. I think this is my match of the night. I really like this match.
I agree.
Even though I just said I don't have any good matches on the show anymore.
I thought the last two matches were good.
Yes, I like the last two matches. I think this was better. But obviously the big talking point out of this is that they have 1 billion people outside the ring and 0 of them catch Nash Carter and Marcel Bartel as they do a cutter to the outside.
Oh my God. I was like, they just let him sink right through all of them. Wow, that was pretty bad. MSK is great.
All they do in NXT now in the performance, the problem is like now that this is what NXT is, I don't know what the Performance Center is supposed to be teaching these people. They spend hours upon hours learning how to make faces when someone kicks out of a pin, but they can't tell anyone how to catch people or do dives or do anything or like do top rope moves. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing?
Listen. Not everyone's a genetic freak, okay? Not everyone's built different like Braun Breaker. Not everyone is as great. You know, sometimes you have your Boas. Sometimes you have your Trick Williams. Sometimes you have your Joe Gacy's and Harlan's. But, you know, you open up the door after all of them. And what you get is a genetic freak.
I feel like we got some impressions coming real fast, folks.
Well, let me tell you, MSK versus Imperium, very good match. Imperium, very good. They're also ripped out of their minds very randomly. And MSK, very sad that they just had them lose the titles after like all of that. Like they're like this was the first week they were getting cheered in like months, and they're like, "You no title, goodbye." So that was funny. I don't think
NXT. I don't think NXT was expecting MSK to get cheered. I don't think they were going out there to be heels, but I don't think they were expecting to be cheered. I think their thought was like, they're getting booed. Let's just turn the titles off of them and maybe hold them out for a little bit and have some rehab for these guys. And then we can have Imperium take on Josh Briggs and Brooks Jensen. I think those are their names. I don't remember.
They're the worst. We don't talk about them. I will never give them the time of day. I do not like Josh Briggs. He does not get any of my care.
NXT title match, of course, was your main event. Tommaso Ciampa defending his title against Braun Breaker in 13 minutes and 50 seconds. And he does it successfully. So, of course, Tommaso Ciampa, they were teasing all night. Everyone was expecting Braun Breaker to win here, but they were teasing all night, title changes galore. And then it became obvious to me, oh no, Ciampa's going to win this match. And then he did. He retained. Braun Breaker is not your champion. As a Braun Breaker stan, how do you feel?
I think it did more good for Braun Breaker actually than anything else. I think the way they had him lose, you know, because he's a genetic freak, and he said it on the broadcast. I don't think enough people were talking about this.
Just name him Steiner.
I know. Braun Steiner. It's perfect.
What you were like the day before his debut, he was called Rex Steiner. The day of his debut, he was called Rex Steiner. And then they're like, last second, no, Braun Breaker.
Well, Braun was easy because like that's his name, but Breaker, I don't know why. I still think they should have crowned him right then and there, just because, you know, big impact, boom, here you go. but I kind of like the story of him having to, he's still Raw. I mean, this was like his 5th career match.
Yeah.
Maybe I might be overshooting here.
I'll look it up for you.
But
this is his 4th match ever.
Yeah. So like the way they had him get Ciampa had to hit him with everything. He had to hit him with Willow's Bell. He had to hit him with Fairy Tale Ending. He had to hit him with a DDT on the cement. He had to hit him with knee after knee after knee just to finally put him away. And I thought it was just the great way that they did it. And at the end of the day, this is what you have to remember, Ryan. You want a friend? Get a dog. Yeah. Woo. That's my favorite thing ever. He is the best. He is absolutely great. I can't wait till he wins the title. Like, this is legitimately the only reason I'm watching NXT 2.0 anymore, is to literally watch Braun Breaker and Io Shirai, but I don't want her to be there anymore. So,
who's the North American champion?
Oh, Carmelo. I like Carmelo.
Carmelo, yeah, okay.
They're doing Carmelo and Johnny, so you actually might get a match that is worth watching.
What about putting the North American title on Braun Breaker?
I'd say put all the titles on Braun Breaker. You put the women's title on Braun Breaker. You put the tag titles on Braun Breaker. You put the NXT title on Braun Breaker. You know why?
Why?
You know what? Do you know why you put all the titles on Braun Breaker? Because he's a genetic freak. Ugh.
My concern with Braun Breaker moving forward is seeing the rest of NXT.
Yeah.
What is Braun Breaker gonna do?
He's just gonna get another title match. They probably won't even move him away from the main event scene. They're probably gonna be like, you know what? He lost the first time, but here's what we'll do. We'll just build to a second match.
The WWE live show, yeah.
They're sending him and Ciampa to the UK because they realize Braun Breaker is their must-see talent. I legitimately saw people on Twitter be like, oh, Braun Breaker's coming. I have to go. Yeah. And I was like, that tells me all I need to know.
He's over.
This guy,
he's over.
He's 4 matches into his career, and he is the man. And you know why he's over? Do you know why he's over, Ryan?
Why is that?
Because he's a genetic freak. Let's go, baby. Yeah. We need to move on from NXT.
Please.
I've been trying to. Well,
what? The problem is also with NXT the Halloween Havocs, and just do the quick business aside real quick, is that it popped a rating. They're going to keep doing these shows like this.
No more takeovers.
Yeah, we didn't even talk about the LA Knight, Grayson Waller vampire costume.
And we're not gonna.
We didn't talk about any of the other
what we're gonna talk about? We're gonna talk about anything else.
We're gonna talk about the things that take place inside the ring, not outside. Because that's what matters. That's what happens in ring post radio. We're talking about the things that are inside the ring post. Is that something? Braun Breaker, baby. He's so massive. And he'll only get bigger. Anyways,
I'm off the rails today.
New Japan Power Struggle happening this Saturday. This Saturday, there is a 9-match card here. Not doing a 1-night, 2-night gimmick. It's 9-match card, a bunch of stuff.
Back to big shows.
I might just skip over the first 3 matches,
not the big show. Big shows.
Yeah. Well, it is evil.
He's back, baby.
He's back.
The one true IWGP heavyweight champion, the one true double champion, the one true ace of New Japan Pro Wrestling, Hiroshi Tanahashi.
I think you've gone full bit mode here. I think every
I need to come back. Okay, I'm ready. Let's actually talk about wrestling.
I'll just quickly go through the first 3 matches because I don't think either of us have any big takes on them. We got Young Lion match, Kosei Fujita and Ryohei Oiwa. I don't remember which one, but one of the guys is the Young Lion that in his first match ever broke his arm or something. I don't remember which Young Lion it is, but it's one of these guys. They're coming back soon. If it's not,
sounds painful.
They're taking on Doki and Yoshinobu Kanemaru. Trios match, Tiger Mask, Kogi Makabe, and Tamaki Homa versus Gato, Jado, and Tonga Loa.
That's a banger. Of like banging my head together.
Master Wado, Rusuke Taguchi, and Yuji Nagata versus Bushi, Hiromu Takahashi, and Sanada. Those are the first 3 matches on this card. But we're moving into the match that I think Scotty is most intrigued whatsoever, and that is, of course, the never open-weight 6-man tag team title match with Hiroki Goto, Tomohiro Ishii, and Yoshihashi defending their titles against Evil, Sho, and Yujiro Takahashi.
It's time the jobber loses. It's time Tomohiro Ishii drops the damn belt. It's time for New Japan to once again be evil. I'm actually looking forward to this match because Goto, Ishii, and Yoshihashi have had a very good reign. And I think Yujiro showed a lot in the G1. I think he showed a lot to interest people. Show's very good. I feel like we haven't seen Sho actually do anything in like a very long time. I know he wrestled like a Young Lion match a couple of times during the G1, but I'm excited to see him. And of course, Big Papa Pump Evil over here. You know, he's our guy. He's the Count Out Radio man. So you should be also cheering for him, Ryan.
Well, I'll look. This match there are some parts of this match are going to be very good, honestly.
Yeah, because Yoshihashi and Evil, like, they decided to put on a great match in the G1.
Yoshihashi and Evil have legit, actual good chemistry together. Sho and Ishii also have good chemistry together, and they have put on good matches before. And Yujiro and Goto will also be there.
Pretty much, yeah. That's exactly what it's down to. Dick Togo will be there. Don't you forget it. I don't want you to forget about him. He will be there many a time.
Who gets garrote wired in this match?
Ishii with his fake neck.
Ishii does
be funny.
He tries to do it on Ishii, but he can't find the neck.
Yeah. That's the exact angle they'll probably do.
Or Ishii is like getting garrote wired. And then he, like, with his neck, pulls Togo back in, like, whips him back into the ring.
All I need to hear at the end of this match is Kevin Kelly, in pure sadness, go, "Everything is evil." Because that will mean it's House of Torture time. That's who I'm picking to win. It's time to put over the heels legitimately. Like, I know people like probably like, what the hell is wrong with this guy? I'm not even kidding. You legitimately should crown them as champions because you just made this new subgroup in Bullet Club. They should probably have something, to their name.
No, I am going to agree with that. I do think that Evil, Sho, and Yujiro are probably going to win here. I think it's actually the right move, especially with, in a weird way, I'm saying this, especially since Shibata is back. You can prep Shibata and Goto for a tag match at Wrestle Kingdom, and that's the rumor, obviously. And then Ishii and Yoshihashi.
It is?
There's a rumor going around. At least the rumor is that's what people want. Is that they're expecting like Wrestle Kingdom to be a tag match of Shibata and Goto versus Kenta and somebody else. Whoever that may be.
Amazing. Hell yeah.
I mean, I would do it. I would do it based on how many people are injured and who I can't get into the company.
I'd do it based on Shibata's wrestling.
Also a good point. New Japan King of Pro Wrestling title match. Toru Yano versus Great-O-Khan. I don't believe a pick has been made yet, but I know that that Toru Yano has been wanting just a straight up like amateur wrestling match, whereas Great-O-Khan wants a Kiss My Feet match. I believe Toru Yano is winning the poll.
Thank God. You said that so like I believe he is, but I have no idea. And I kind of hope I'm right. But at the same time, I have no idea, and I am worried at the same time. I don't care about the KOPW Cup at all. I have never seen a match that had it on the line. I never will. No, I did not watch Chase Owens versus Toriano. Thank you for asking. And I probably will not watch this unless they do an amateur wrestling match, because I think that would be actually really good with Great O'Khan.
And Yano to an extent.
Well, yeah, well, that's Yano's background is an amateur wrestler.
I'm intrigued, but I have my expectations are so low.
I am worried.
Yeah. I don't know what to expect in this.
Great O'Khan has this amazing showing in the G1. People start to believe in him, and they say, all right, you know what?
What's the first match we could do out of the G1 climax?
Him versus Yano in a kiss my feet match. If that doesn't write checks, I don't know what does.
I like to imagine he pitched that as a way to like, no one's gonna vote for this. We both want the amateur wrestling, but I have to put up something, so I'm gonna put up something so dumb and bad that no one will want to watch.
Great O'Khan's hilariously like, he's an odd one, but he's very funny.
Why did they do a KOPW time?
Why did they make it? I'll never forget that Okada and Sonata were in the first match for it. I just want you to remember that. They had nothing for Okada to do, and they're like, you know what? We'll put him in this stupid match. And you know what? Sonata too. We'll stuff him in that.
And don't forget that in kayfabe, Okada's the one that invented this title. In kayfabe, he made this up.
Yeah, well, he also buried the world title just 3 weeks ago.
IWGP Junior Heavyweight title match, Robbie Eagles versus El Desperado. I think this match is actually going to be pretty good, honestly. I'm excited about this one.
I enjoy the junior title matches. I just wish they had more juniors over there. I think, they have so many Western talent ready to go whenever the world allows it, that the junior division is going to be awesome in hopefully 6 months or so. But this match is good. This is really two of the top 3 in right now that are over in Japan in terms of the junior heavyweights.
Yeah.
Can't complain. Desperado wrestles a great style. He's more of a heavyweight styled wrestler, but wrestles, in the juniors division. And I think Robbie Eagles has been really good as champion. Of course, he is a double champion now, which is weird, but that is what they went with. So
I like how he's a double champion with Tiger Mask, which is strange. But I also think it's hilarious because in Robbie Eagles' debut, he was in a tag match against Tiger Mask and Jushin Thunder Liger, and he pinned. I think he pinned. Might have been a submission. Jushin Thunder Liger in that match. So I just think it's funny that he took out Liger and now he's replacing Liger as a tag team partner. I miss Liger too.
Their team name's Flying Tiger. Very creative, very smart.
Very good.
Love it.
I'm very intrigued to see how this match goes. I think Robbie Eagles is a very great wrestler. I think El Desperado is even great. I don't know what I'm saying. Greater as than Eagles.
Better.
I'm expecting a very solid, well-worked match here. Can flirt with match of the night. Probably won't be, but can flirt with it at the very least.
Do you know the Stardom pay-per-view this week?
Yeah, I found out yesterday that there was a Stardom pay-per-view.
Yeah. Can't wait. Anyways, continue.
Maybe we talk about that instead of War Chamber.
I mean, I can preview that. I can take over the lead for once. I could do something of use. He does the boom.
IWGP US Heavyweight Title match: Hiroshi Tanahashi versus Kenta.
Ooh. It's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be great. I think Kenta's gonna be serious. I don't think he's gonna be the win by any means necessary like he was in the G1, and I think he was very enjoyable in the G1. But I think he's gonna bring it I liked their match at Wrestle Grand Slam. I think that's when they wrestled last. Yeah, I think that's when it was. Yeah, because those are the only big shows they had during the year. I think that match will be very good. Probably it won't be the match of the night. I think we all know what will probably be the match of the night. But I'm very happy the U.S. title's over there. It gives more purpose to the cards.
Yes, especially since they got rid of the IC title. I think having the U.S. title over in Japan is good for the company. Obviously, they had it over in America to have that, but then they established the strong title. So having the U.S. title back in Japan is a good thing. So Hiroshi Tanahashi, I feel like he's going to retain here. I say keep the title on Tanahashi for a bit. I like the idea of Kenta going here. I think the match can be pretty good. It's Kenta. Kenta brings it if he wants to bring it, because he can't always bring it all the time. This isn't Ring of Honor Kenta, going back to our early convo. But I think it's interesting to have Tanahashi hold the title, and we can see maybe they're just doing that so that they can build to a Tanahashi Moxley match for the U.S. title at Wrestle Kingdom or something. I don't know. Who the hell knows with these Wrestle Kingdoms and quarantines and all that jazz.
But Kota Ibushi's gonna be back.
Kota Ibushi will be back at some point. Presumably right before cutting it right on the money there, Ibushi. We'll see what happens there. Hopefully no complications come up, of course. So I'm expecting Tanahashi to win this match. I think this would be pretty good, but I'm not expecting I'm not expecting 4 stars, but at least 3. I mean, that's probably
I think if Kenta goes, it can easily hit 4. It's just a matter of what Kenta we get that night, because again, like you said, it's hit or miss sometimes with him.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe like he loses and then they start attacking Tanahashi after the match. They being Bullet Club, and Shibata comes back, because I just want Shibata again on the show.
I was trying to see when did they wrestle last? Did they wrestle last year? Is that what it was?
Who? Tana and
Kenta?
No, they wrestled a few months ago.
No, I guess I didn't watch that match. Interesting. Well, whatever. IWGP World Heavyweight Title, #1 contendership, briefcase match, even though the briefcase is not a briefcase, but rather the title itself. Wow. Kazuchika Okada defending that briefcase title belt against Tama Tonga. Match of the night contender. Here we go, baby. Woo! Everyone's been bearing...
go way too long.
This match is... First of all, the match is going to go 30 minutes. Second of all, people have been burying this match on Twitter and saying it's going to be bad. Guys, the match was pretty good in the G1 Climax. Why do we now all of a sudden be like, yeah, that match was great in the G1 Climax, but it's going to be awful here? I don't understand that. Wrestling Twitter, wrestling podcasts.
I don't want to see it a second time, but it's definitely going to be fine.
Yeah.
Like, I think
it's Kazuchika Okada in like the proper Rainmaker form, and Tama Tonga has been stepping up.
Yeah. I mean, he just got to take his vest thing off, and he's instantly like 5 times better.
Tama Tonga is like a Dragon Ball Z character where the vest was weighing him down, and now that he has it off, he's way better.
It's true. There's no lie there. I think this match will be good. I do think it will be good. And Okada's winning, by the way. Not much secret there. I just love that, like, in the graphic for the show happening, they have the title.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow, that doesn't make that puny little world title on the bottom look terrible at all. Not at all. Because it's very funny that it's on top, because I know that's how they always do their cards, but it really makes that belt look so stupid.
I like the idea. If we wanted to be the Chaos promotion, Tama Tonga winning here. Then let's explode
that's
the
not
world.
how Chaos works. Chaos is Okada, actually, Ryan, I don't know what you're talking about. Chaos is Okada's group. Tama Tonga's in Bullet Club.
Look,
you know,
if House of Torture is actually in this promotion, then Tama Tonga's got to win through garrote wire means.
I just wanted to tell you that you were off with the chaos idea. Just saying.
IWGP World Heavyweight Title match: Shingo Takangi versus Zack Saber Jr. This match was very strong, very, very good in the G1 Climax, and they're doing obviously the repeat here. I'm not expecting Saber to win here, obviously. I don't think anyone is, but what we're expecting is a great match, and I think he'll deliver.
Match of the night. One of Shingo's best title defenses so far. I don't know how many he has off the top of my head. I guess there's not many. He has a match with Okada. For you. He has the match with Evil, which, you know, funny to think about.
He won the title, or the vacant title against Okada.
Oh, he's defending against Tanahashi. That match was great.
Then the Tanahashi match in the Tokyo Dome, and then the other MetLife Dome against Evil.
Oh, well, this is definitely going to be one of the best of his defense.
What a great reign! Going Okada, Tanahashi, and then Saber.
Base God Evil.
Hey, excuse me. Give some respect to Gringo Loco.
I remember how angry people were after that Evil match. They're like, this isn't the Shingo Takagi classic I wanted. And I was just sitting there thinking, like, listen, I don't know if you know this, but not every single match needs to be this work rate class. Okay? But at the same time, if Evil ever, wanted to stop with the heel stuff for like 5 minutes, they would actually have a great match.
Yeah, I think they could have a solid match. But otherwise, Zack Sabre Jr. Shingo, I think this is going to be a very good classic match. I am expecting, to throw stars in this match. I think this match will be very good. They have good chemistry together. And I think Zack Sabre Jr., you're right. I think it's going to be a money match here. I think Zack Sabre Jr. putting on a lot of muscle recently, and I'm really loving it. I was not expecting it. I was quite surprised. He took off that tracksuit, and then it's like, whoa, baby. Whoa, hold on.
Yeah, when he did that, I was like, holy shit, this guy's swole as hell. What happened?
I think that muscle only lends itself to an even better match against Shingo.
I would love a Zack Sabre Jr. IWGP World Title reign.
Oh,
it's not happening now.
I don't think it'll ever happen, honestly.
Probably won't ever happen, but I'd love one. Like, I think he's in like complete form now as a wrestler. I think he's combined his submissions and his technical work with some like very good striking. And I think he would be a great champion down the line if they ever wanted to do that. Who knows? They made Ospreay champion in like 2 days. Like it happened in like seconds, felt like. So you never know. Well, this will be the third world title match within the past month.
Mm-hmm.
All different world titles, though. Just remember that Ospreay's defended his, Okada's defending his, and then Shingo finally gets to defend his. So the real question at the end of the day is, will Okada be holding all three at the end of Wrestle Kingdom?
Triple Gold Dash. Get into it.
Except they're all the same title, and they all count as the same thing, and it's very confusing.
And everyone's ignoring the IC title.
Yeah, it's because Okada brought the old one back, and everyone's like, "Well, that's good enough."
and Naito's like, "Whoa, hold on, what about that? What about the IC title?" Ibushi is like, "Hey, hold on, guys, what about that IC title? I like that." Shinsuke Nakamura comes back to me like, "Whoa, what am I supposed to do here?
Where is my belt? What happened?
What happened when I was gone? I leave for 2 minutes, and my kids are out of control.
I go to surf for 5 years, and you get rid of my belt."
Oh man, I think this match is going to be good. I don't know what's going to happen at Wrestle Kingdom. We'll find out in a couple months, I guess.
Yeah, you know what? The show really peaked when we talked about Ring of Honor. That was the real conversation. Everything else, it's Halloween.
If you want to talk about shows peaking, let's talk about. Well, do we? Hold on. Are we calling an audible to do Stardom, or do you want to talk about a MLW pay-per-view that no one can watch?
Well, we have 30 minutes left, so we can do both.
Okay.
So we'll do MLW first, because MLW is mid.
Because it's going to be mostly us.
Because we're never gonna see it.
It's just gonna be so MLW this Saturday. For those in the Philadelphia area only, are doing the War Chamber show. It is all going to be taped for Fusion, and I was so confused. What? So it appears that the Vice television deal is nothing. There's no television deal with Vice. They only have their YouTube deal. They could not get any sort of television deal, and that just caused even more confusion. And they're not, for whatever reason, they're not doing the show live on Fight.
Is it because Fightland did terrible?
Yes,
at
probably
10 p.m. Which, like, if you think about it, makes all the sense in the world. You're putting a wrestling show on about people that, like, only hardcore wrestling fans know at 10 p.m. after Dark Side of the Ring. Yeah, I'm wondering why it didn't work out.
But we got a card here for a show that no one can watch live because for whatever reason they only do the tickets, and they're not gonna. I don't understand their model whatsoever. Why not have it live on Fight? Why not?
I don't know how they haven't figured out let's be on Fight.
Why? They would get more money probably on Fight than watching it on YouTube.
Yeah, 100%. Actually, they definitely would get more money because
I would think so.
Think about it. People would buy the pay-per-view. People would buy to watch this. People like MLW. But, oh my God, what a difficult promotion. I think people like MLW. I have no idea.
I don't know either.
I think you do. That's one.
I enjoy like half of MLW, and then there's like other stuff that I'm like, what are we doing? What are we doing, MLW?
Loco, baby.
Let's just quickly go through this show. Scheduled to appear, by the way. This is a TV taping as well. So they're going to have all this stuff that's going to be on YouTube eventually. And then they'll have other matches that will feature the likes of Davey Richards, King Muertes, Los Parks, Savio Vega, 5150, King Mo, Sea Stars. Well, Sea Stars actually have the match announced, but I forget who they're facing.
Oh, Sea Stars, nice.
Yeah, let me see if I can look into what that they have like a legit actual match announced already. I think it's Sea Stars. No, I don't remember. I'll look it up. And then who else is gonna be? The War Horse will be there. Casey Navarro, Alicia Atut. So we got some matches here for you. Sea Stars will be taking on Top Dogs.
Who are they?
Great question.
Oh no! I thought you knew. Wait a minute, is that Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode?
No, they are.
Sorry, that's the Dirty Dogs.
Davian and Skylar.
I think Davian's good. I also don't think we're saying her name right.
I don't know, man.
Davian.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
This is what happens when we talk about MLW. Oh my God.
Opera Cup semifinals, TJP versus Calvin Tankman. I love me some Calvin Tankman. He had that great match with Lee Moriarty a couple weeks ago.
United Empire member TJP. Just don't forget that.
Osprey's coming in. TJP's already there.
Yeah, Osprey's one match will probably be a tag match with TJP. Which is probably correct. I hope Calvin Tankman wins.
I think he is going to. I expect he will.
I'd push him to the moon.
Yeah, I would push him to the moon as well. I think Calvin now that Jacob Fatu is out of kind of in the rear view mirror in a little bit. I think you can throw Tankman up there. I think he's ready. They don't have like a mid. I guess the mid card title is the Caribbean Championship, but
they have the MLW middleweight title.
Can you name the champion? Oh, it's Tajiri. Yeah, right. But that's for
they also have the one that Hammerstone has.
Oh yeah, and he gave that up. Yeah, you can put Tankman can hold the national. I think that'd be good. Speaking about guys coming in, Enzo will be taking on.
I forgot. My name is Enzo Amore, and I am a certified G and a bona fide son, and you can't teach that. And this right here, this is Ryan Neitzey, and he's 7 foot tall, and you can't teach that. Ba-da-boom! Realest guys in the room, how you do?
Versus Matt Cross.
I hope Enzo squashes him. I hope Enzo squashes him. It's about time. Enzo Amore is back in wrestling. Enzo back in wrestling to piss everyone off. What the? Oh my God. I got so animated. My camera just got sent. Holy crap. I didn't even know I wasn't on the screen.
Do you want to know what? Do you want to know what the last Enzo match I watched was?
No, I don't think I do. But yes, what is it?
Enzo. This happened in New Wrestling. Remember New?
Oh yeah.
This was this year.
Oh, this year you watched an Enzo match.
This was Enzo versus Jerry Lawler in a casket match.
Oh my.
The match was like 5 minutes long, and Jerry Lawler did not bump once, and Enzo lost.
I think the last Enzo match that I watched was whatever he did with the Cruiserweight title.
Fair. Aramis taking on what? Do you have an actual thought about this?
I'm picking Enzo to win.
Yeah. Aramis will be taking on Orez, where the winner will be getting a briefcase full of cash.
Aramis is awesome.
I love Orez too. Yeah,
this is Dario's thing. Yeah, which they kind of forgotten. Which I think everyone else forgot. Everyone got wicked hyped, and then they were like, "All right, we're done running shows for like 5 months," and now it's coming back. Aramis great, Orez is great. This match is probably going to be very fun.
They had a match before in MLW, I think it was Alpha 1 or whatever, and it was pretty good. But have the match take place with some sort of stipulation, not stipulation, but they're fighting for something that gives the match more stakes. So I'm at the very least intrigued about what will happen here. Willow Nightingale will be taking on Holodead in a 1-on-1 match. Willow Nightingale has watched MLW Fusion last episode. And by the way, we still have the go home episode for MLW Fusion this Wednesday.
Alpha Fusion Alpha.
They changed the name for no fucking reason. Apparently, they're doing a thing like a storyline where Willow has some sort of relationship or something. Not like relationship, but like some sort of thing with Dario Cueto, because Willow apparently has Dario Cueto's on speed dial. I was like, what? What are they doing with Willow? I was so confused. It makes sense if it was Holodead, but it was like Willow has Dario Cueto's number on speed dial or something. Oh man, this promotion.
This is Ring Post Radio Alpha moving forward.
Yeah.
That's my takeaway on the match.
Yeah, when we reach 80 episodes, we'll become Ring Post Radio Alpha. Yeah. Homicide being brought in. This is actually announced before the Ring of Honor news, but Homicide gang coming in against LA Park.
Holy shit. Do you remember when Homicide showed up in AEW and then never showed up again?
Oh, yeah. They didn't even have him on Dark or anything.
No, his entrance music just went off. He showed up, helped Eddie and John, and left. And it was all to hype a match that was happening at the same time.
It was hyping of a match that happened hours before.
Oh my god, what is wrestling nowadays? What is the match? What are we talking about?
Homicide versus LA Park. The LA Park.
Oh god.
WCW LA Park.
Is there like a stip?
No.
Oh Jesus.
Straight up. It could be fun. It could be interesting. I'm not expecting greatness out of here, but it's a match that's like, your nowadays when people say dream match, they really just mean I hit randomizer on Fire Pro Wrestling and this is what I got.
Yeah, people like to toss dream match and goat around like it's nobody business, like AKA Impact called Mickey James the goat. And dream match, this is not a dream match. This is like a match. This is what this is.
This
It's
is a
just
match. This is a match I never thought about ever. So, Bo,
that's a guarantee. So there's no way you dreamt it. Yeah, sure. Homicide. I'm gonna pick.
ladder match for the open weight championship, the national open weight championship up for grabs. Interesting match here. So we're gonna have a new champion coming out of this. So I want to get your thoughts here. Alex Shelley,
Oh hell yeah.
Myron Reed,
Oh hell yeah.
Alex Kane,
Oh hell yeah.
Zenshi,
Oh.
and a mystery wild card.
Ooh. Mystery wild card.
Very intriguing. I don't know if
The first three got me amped.
yeah.
And then Zenshi, I don't even know who that is.
Zenshi, he's like a masked luchador kind of guy, so he's gonna do some. He's gonna do some cool spots probably. I want to say, at one point MLW did a show that was during the pandemic that was called Filthy Island. That it was just like a show that happened in the middle of nowhere. And Zenshi had a match against I think Dominic Guarini, and Zenshi started the match out hiding in the tree above the ring. Dominic was like, "Where's Zenshi?" And Zenshi just jumped out of the tree, and did a crossbody on him. It was hilarious.
MLW is a weird promotion. It's very weird.
Do you have any thoughts about who will win this, or who do you think the wild card will be?
I get some thoughts. Myron Reed is very good. I watched Mystery Vortex 7, really? PWG show, and
you got that in time. You got that Blu-ray.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Him and Trey Miguel versus Aramis and Ray Horace was great. So definitely watch that. But Myron Reed's awesome. I like Myron Reed a lot. Happy's moving up in the world of MLW. He used to really just be the middleweight, but now he's moving up to the national open weight title. I don't think he wins here. I love Alex Shelley. I love this dude. I'm very upset that him and Chris Saber are just separated. But I'm happy Shelley's doing things because Saban's stuck in Impact while Shelley's, making the most out of this, seemingly instant comeback to wrestling. He had to go away from Impact for all that time, and now he has turned it into a lot of great bookings. Yeah. And Alex Kane's awesome. So
I love that. I love me some Alex Kane. Alex Shelley, I believe he stated somewhere that he doesn't want to sign a contract, so that's why he's a bunch of doing like all these individual agreements and whatnot.
Give me I just want to say Machine Guns versus Young Bucks match.
Give me an Alex Shelley versus Sammy Guevara TNT title match.
Ooh, yes. Oh, you know what you should also give? Alex Shelley versus Bryan Danielson.
Yeah, why not? Let's do it. On Dark.
Bryan Danielson versus everyone.
On Dark Elevation.
How dare you?
I feel like the wild card, it could be anybody. Like it could be a guy from Ring of Honor. It could be like some indie star.
Loco.
It could be Gringo Loco.
It's gonna.
It could be Warhorse. It could be just Warhorse straight up.
It won't be Wardlow. I can tell you that.
It's Braun Strowman.
Oh my god!
And all he does, he walks in the ring and then he just stands up.
Let me give you a little guess. Alex Zane.
Okay.
I'm just gonna pick him as the mystery guy every single time until he stops being the mystery guy every single time. Fair. I feel like he just shows up in every promotion now. So I feel like Alex Zane could be good in a ladder match.
Yeah, oh yeah, totally. Anyways, in your main event, of course, on this show that no one can watch until it happens on YouTube at some point, your War Chamber match. You got Contra. I thought they used to be called Contra Unit, but this graphic from the website just says Contra. It is the Contra team is Jacob Fatu, Mads Kruger, and then the two other guys, I forget their names.
Awesome.
It's Joseph Samael and another dude that I don't know what his name is.
You're supposed to be the MLW historian here, and you are. I have one job on this podcast besides the Bitmeister, and it's to be the expert of everything else that's not MLW. So, Ryan, you're upsetting me that you still have not figured out this guy's name. I'm trying to give you time.
No, I appreciate it. I'm in Cage Match's all-time roster, and I'm just he's the fuck is God. Who the hell is this person?
Who are you?
Oh, I don't know. It doesn't even say on Quang. Is it Quang? No, that's
it is.
That's Savio Vega. It's something. It's don't. Whatever. It's them against in a War Chamber match, which is just War Games. Alex Hammerstone, EJ and Duca, and two other people. It was supposed to be Richard Holiday, but he's injured. Invisible Man style. They messed up his face or whatever. So it's supposed to be Richard Holiday. He's out of the match. So Hammerstone was supposed to find a fourth guy, but now he has to find two other guys to be in this match with him and EJ and Duca.
Captivating.
So the top two matches on this card have 3 unknown participants.
That's the way to do it. Yeah, you bring a little excitement in. It would be really good if we could watch the show live, but we can't. So we'll all know ahead of time who these mystery people are. But hey, good for Philadelphia.
Yeah, good for whoever shows up.
Contra should win, by the way.
If they're moving on out of Contra, then I can see them not winning.
But why would you have a team that has 2 mystery people beat Contra?
Because you can make an argument, the storyline being that Contra wasn't ready for the Briscoes.
Oh my god! Imagine it could be the Briscoes. I mean, that'd be weird.
If I was MLW, I would bring in a tag team. Now that you have 2 people out, I would straight up bring in a tag team. Why not? I don't see who. I have no idea who the oh no, what is OGK doing in the War Chamber?
Oh no, what is Brian Johnson doing?
Danhausen and PCO.
Oh no, you know what? It's Bear City Bruiser and Brian Malonis.
Yeah, why not? That'd be weird. Them in a War Chamber match. That'd be weird.
Yeah, or Eli Isom. Let's get Eli Isom in there.
No, guy. Nah, dude. Let's get Khan and Moses in there.
That'd actually be sick. That'd actually be kind of sick.
But yeah, I don't know.
You know what? From now on, we're not talking about MLW until they give us content to talk about. I'm not going to see this. I'm not going to see any of this for a month at least. And we're not even going to talk about it ever. So that's the annoying part. Usually when we preview these things, we also review them. We're not going to review this.
No,
see it.
What's great about this is that we just preview the next several weeks of Fusion Alpha.
It's true. Now we're going to start previewing Monday Night Raw, ladies and gentlemen. So
we're gonna preview it off of what? One match?
Becky Lynch versus Bianca Belair for the Raw Women's Championship. Thank you very much.
Let's preview tomorrow's episode of Raw. One match.
Yeah.
We can preview Dynamite where it has all the matches announced.
We're actually going to preview Monday Night Raw Alpha. Or Dynamite Alpha. Rampage Alpha. Ever think about that? I'm previewing Stardom. Get out of here.
I'm getting the show up.
I already got it up. I'm
perfect.
Previewing it. I am on my mark.
Well,
all right.
Do you want to text it to me or message to me, and I can run it to you, and then you can give their thoughts on everything?
Oh yeah, that would make sense.
Because what am I going to do? You're just going to talk for 30 minutes?
Hell yeah. Well, that's pretty. I mean, I tried to give my thoughts on LW. Don't. That's your promotion, and this is my promotion.
I thought you watched MLW.
I watched the occasional match. It's not my fault that they don't show everything. I sent you the link.
Where'd you send it to me?
On the Twitter.
On Twitter. Here we go.
People are going to listen to this podcast and just be like, what happened? And my definition, hear me out here, is that we lost it.
We lost our minds. Our entire gorge. have been gone.
The beginning was so good. We peaked right after Ring of Honor.
Look, because it was Ring of Honor and then like a bunch of dumb bullshit.
Yeah, it was Halloween Havoc where I dressed up and we talked about JC Jane's walk.
Stardom is having their Kawasaki Super Wars show this November 3rd, which is
listen. Super Wars
Wednesdays?
Is a great name. It's Wednesday, yeah. I'm gonna be very tired.
So get hyped, folks. I'm gonna start from the bottom and work my way up. That's
how the card goes.
This is completely in Japanese. This website, of course. So
you can English it.
Safari did not give me the option.
That's your problem. You use Safari. Google Chrome instantly puts on English. This is why I was gonna read it.
Okay, well then we'll start from the bottom here.
I know all the wrestlers based off what they look like.
Yeah. We'll start from the bottom here. We got two ladies. I have no clue who.
I'm doing this.
from Cosmic Angels.
All right, so this match is a pre-show match. We'll probably never see it. Probably don't want to see it because they're both bad. Mai Sakurai versus Wakasukiyama. They're both Cosmic Angels. Waka's probably going to win because Mai's only wins against Waka. So let's just do it against each other. And yes, they're both in the Cosmic Angels. Anyways, moving on because we're not talking about the pre-show match. I'm not even going to let you say anything because you didn't even know who they were.
Ruaka, I think.
Yes.
Taking on Lady C.
Hell yeah. For the Future of Stardom Championship. Yeah, there's a title on the line.
Ooh, baby.
Because Ruaka squished Unagi last show and won the belt. So that was great.
Lady C's not winning. Yeah, Lady C's not winning here, right?
Lady C does have a win, though.
Yes.
But she's not winning. It'd be great if Lady C won because, this is a Lady C pro Lady C podcast. But, yeah, she's not winning.
Don't push that. Don't push that on me.
No, it's a pro Lady C podcast. Listen. We have talked about Enzo. We have talked about JC Jane's walk. We have talked about Evil. We have talked about so many things to bring us off the rails. And for some reason, what you stop at is being a pro Lady C podcast.
I push back on that. The one thing I push back on.
I think we have to figure out our
priorities.
Yeah.
Four-way match here. We got who is this? We got Micah, Saya Kamatani, Konami, and Mina Shirakawa. So of course, Mina is gonna win here.
No, Micah's probably gonna win.
Yeah, Micah should win.
Micah has the World of Stardom title match at Tokyo Super Wars at the end of November, and it makes the most sense.
Does she have a challenge? Is she the challenger? I'm trying to remember.
She is the challenger for whoever wins the main event, so she is the challenger for Utami. And there's no guarantee Konami's in this, so she got sick, or she had acute something, which was like a stomach thing, a digestive thing. And she was supposed to come back this past weekend, but she had a setback, so that's not happening. There's no word if she will actually be able to be in this match. But either way, Mina Shirakawa is getting pinned.
So potentially a replacement, or potentially just making it a three-way.
They'll probably just take her out.
Yeah, I mean it
was originally a three-way.
Oh, I see. Interesting. Well, then we'll see what happens with that, I guess. For the high-speed title, we got Starlight Kid defending against Momo Watanabe.
Yeah, so the basis of this match is that Starlight Kid called Momo shit. And because Momo literally said, I do not want your shitty title. I do not want the high-speed title. There's no part of it. And it's funny because they did a pre-match tape where Momo was like, no, Azumi is Queen's Quest's high-speed wrestler, so I wouldn't want to challenge for it. And then literally like 20 minutes later after the match, Momo just shit on the title. She's like, I'm gonna win it and I'm gonna give it back to you because I don't want it. And I was like, wow, that was like an attack on your own tag team partner at the same time. That being said, Starlight Kid's probably gonna win because she just won the title, but it should be a very good match.
We got a tag match here with Death Yamasan and of course
Saki Kashima. Rina and Hannon. You're welcome. I shaved
Thank you.
This is actually a tag league match. This counts.
Ooh.
As part of tag league. Water and Oil, which is Rena and Hannon, even though they are sisters. Very funny. Yeah, they don't get along. And 3 of the 4 people in this match are Oerotai, so that's also interesting. Yeah, Fukigin and Saki are gonna win.
Yeah, I would imagine so. I imagine they'll just turn all.
Yeah,
everyone will just turn against.
Poor Hannon.
Poor Hannon. Thank you. We have another match here. Is this match also for Tag League?
No, because Mayu is not with Kogama in Tag League.
Oh yes. But we have Mayu and Kogama here, and then of course they are going to be taking on the team of
Hameka and Natsupoi.
Thank you.
It's funny because the match is called a Tag League special, but it is not a Tag League match.
Sometimes Stardom just does things that is like, what?
yeah, they do. No, they do that a lot, actually. The team that's in Tag League is going to win. So Hameka and Natsupoi are going to win. But it should be a very good match because Kogama is, awesome. And I mean, Mayu.
Mayu's Mayu. For the SWA title, and I would presume
the right to challenge.
Yeah, presume the right to challenge. We have, of course, Azumi challenging here against Shiri.
Yeah, they've had 2 great matches this year. And why not a third? This is the biggest match of Azumi's career, which is, kind of big time. She's fighting Stardom's Wrestler of the Year, Stardom's, non-world champion but kind of she's felt like the world champion also because she just doesn't lose. Should be a great match, but of course Shuri is winning. Unless, they want to do Azumi versus Utami Hayashida in the Sumo Hall, because why not? That would be wild.
They could do that, but if obvious the money match, we all know what it is, so I don't know why you would do that.
Sumo Hall is like selling at an incredible rate right now. I think it's probably because of the main event everyone expects. So yeah, I don't think they're going to be changing that for Azumi.
The only thing that's like announced for the show.
It's
announced, quote unquote.
Well, yeah, it's funny because like Shuri's pretty much just announced for the show, but everyone's like, yeah, well, I mean, come on. What are we really gonna do?
Yes.
Yeah, but now we have to talk about this match, and this is pain.
Unagi challenging Nakano for the white belt here.
Yeah, it's happening. Unagi lost the Future of Stardom title to Ruaka at the last show, and now she's challenging.
Oh wait, no,
this,
yeah,
because she beat Tam in the not the G1, the 5-star. She beat her in the 5-star, so she gets the match. Tam's winning. If Tam loses, there might be a riot on Twitter. You might have to run away. It might be terrifying for the world.
I don't think it's gonna happen. I mean, we talked about it when Unagi lost the Future of Stardom title. That felt like what they were doing was elevating her, and I think this match is just an elevation match. It's not going to be a title change whatsoever.
Yeah, I mean, she's going to win one of the top 2 titles within the next 2 years. They just love her. Yeah. And she's, a good ambassador for them. A lot of people like her, especially in Japan. And I think at the end of the day, Japanese promotions should book for Japanese fans and no one more. I mean, you're going to like it, you're going to hate it. But at the end of the day, that's who's going to the shows. So that makes the most sense. And I hope people get that through their mind. This match can be good. I mean, if Tam just like takes liberties and absolutely demolishes Unagi, and then Unagi has her comeback, and it can be good. We'll see.
They're faction partners, presumably friends. So we talked about it during the 5-star. When Tam is into the match, Tam can deliver. So I'm expecting that Tam would be into this match, and that she would
yeah. It's a big show. It's a big title match. She's usually on for those.
Yeah. For the red belt here, for the World of Stardom title, we have Utami defending against Suzuki. I can imagine, Scotty, you are ready. Trying to
yeah. So I'm excited because just there comes a time where who's winning, but it doesn't matter. Like for me, it doesn't matter. I think for a lot of people, it does matter. Like a lot of people are upset that Suzuki it's kind of just, getting fed to the dogs right off the bat. But to me, it's the ultimate sign of her having to prove herself. It's the ultimate sign of showing that she's fully back. And there is no opponent in Stardom right now bigger than Utami. And it's for the world title. I expect it to be a great match. Their whole emphasis on making Utami the dominant champion now is very interesting. They did in the Takumi Iroha match.
Yeah.
And that's not her style. I think she's always been better, fighting back. But clearly they want Shuri to be more of an underdog heading into theirs.
Yeah, and you can easily tell that story with the length of Utami's reign so far. I mean, you can
length of the reign,
yeah,
and she just has this aura about her that it works.
Yeah.
Her jacket now looks exactly like Okada's. It's actually very funny, because that's their entire goal is to make her Okada.
Yeah.
For them, which it's a good business plan. It's not a bad idea.
It's working.
It's
working.
Peaked.
I mean, if it works, it works.
Exactly. She is everything they hope for, and I think her match with Suzuki will be great. And I look forward to when we, talk about that Sumo Hall match, because I feel like a lot of people think it's like a guarantee of who wins, but Utami's goal is to break Io Shirai's defense record.
Yeah,
and I definitely could see that happening, and she'd have to beat Shuri for that to happen. So we'll have to see.
We have a YouTube comment. Matthew Burrell, Utami number 1, number 2, and number 3. Am I right? Matthew, can I get some clarification on that one?
Are you saying she's just the best in Stardom 3 times? Like,
I think that's what Matthew's saying.
Like Utami's the top 3, and then it's everyone else. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love the comment.
I think that's what Matthew's saying. Matthew, if we're getting that right, or if we're not, clarify. But I think he's saying that Utami is the best in the promotion right now. Which I would put Shuri would probably follow up her, I would say. But yeah, Utami is one of the best right now. And to go back on what you said about Hazuki, I think it's putting Hazuki in this match now is also one of those things. Where they're not planning on putting the title on Hazuki, so it's like, well, let's just do the match so that we can then bring Hazuki back down.
Yeah.
Oh no,
Hazuki's gonna win the white belt eventually. That's going to happen.
Matthew Burrell on YouTube writes, apparently he had a previous post, but no, we did not give it. Our Restream did not give us that post, which now that concerns me with how many times Restream doesn't give us a post. Matthew asks, now that we're 10 months into the year, who do you guys think are the top 3 finishers in Wrestler of the Year in the Observer Awards?
Oh, that's a good question, Matt. In the Observer Awards, because the Observer Awards are very different from my own personal awards. You got to think of because Observer Awards are voted on.
Because we're not just talking about match quality as well, which obviously is a huge thing, but we're also talking about like ticket sales, how they do for the promotion, all that jazz.
Kenny Omega, Shingo, and
could you make an argument for Utami, honestly? Now, I mean, we were talking about her, but hold on, could you make an argument?
Personally, I could.
I think Dave would make an argument for her. Dave's been enjoying her, honestly.
Yeah, I think Dave would do it. I mean, those would be my top 3. I feel like it's instant. I mean, those are the top 3 world champions right now in wrestling, in my opinion. I mean, that would be my top 3. I could see,
because Stardom's business has been doing really well, especially considering the pandemic.
Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, they're one of the highest growing promotions in wrestling, behind probably just AEW in terms of popularity.
The Shuri match did outstanding numbers for Stardom. And Utami is obviously part of that. They're planning on doing another huge ass show at the end of the year.
I live and die by that match was their Kenny Okada match.
Yeah.
In like different terms.
Yeah.
I think what they need eventually, not yet, is something like Kenny Jericho. And Kenny Jericho for them would be like Utami, Io Shirai. Like that to me would be the closest thing for. Jericho's a different case because Jericho's known through generations and whatnot.
Sure.
But I think Io Shirai is someone that people have become accustomed to here in the West. That match instantly massive. Don't get me wrong, but I think that would be their next big match. But I like that question a lot. I think Kenny, Shingo, and Utami would probably be a reasonable top three. If we went off based, my personal opinions, I'd try to, get Shuri in there, maybe even over Utami. But when it comes to what they've done,
when I think of like Wrestler of the Year, especially for the Observer Awards, I think about the first thing I think about is who is the top person, and obviously, we're not just talking about who has the title. Typically, that's what it means, because typically most wrestling promotions have the top guy holding the title. Mm-hmm. But to me, I think about who is the best from each promotion, and I would argue Utami, Omega, Shingo, Roman. That's probably it. Those are definitely, I think, your contenders for Wrestler of the Year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think
maybe Lashley, but I don't think I would have to look. I would look at how his ticket sales and everything were when he was champ.
I mean, yeah, I think those are the only ones I'll be in contention, and I think Kenny will probably win it because he's just the most popular right now out of all of them too, which does have that's part of it. Who's popular? Who has the popularity? When it comes to non-world champions, Bryan Danielson's going to get his name in there by the end of the year. It's a guarantee.
Yeah, but I don't think he'll win Wrestler of the Year just because of the pre.
He also 5 months off.
Yeah, 5 months off. It was basically like WrestleMania, Fastlane, SmackDown, 5 months off, and then a great run. And I don't think that's the entire year. I think half the year.
Well, that's why I don't have Ospreay on the list. I know a lot of people thought at the beginning of the year he was running away with it. But for me, he's just he's been off way too long. He was off, and then sorry, but who's seeing his matches in? I don't even know where he's wrestling right now besides Rev Pro.
MLW coming soon, baby. Yeah,
this is true. Yeah, but I think we narrowed it down. I think those four will be the top three.
Yeah, Matthew thinks that Kenny will win, even though personally he would put Utami at number one. Matthew doesn't really like
man.
Matthew doesn't like Omega, his reign, and he thinks he's overrated, or at least the title reign is overrated. But I think I agree with Matthew is that Kenny is still, they're doing the best business the company's ever done. Whether or not that is Omega, he's definitely
the Omega
he's
reign,
helping that stuff.
The Omega reign's a very weird reign to look at,
and he's also about to put over the next big star in the promotion.
Well, the way they booked some of it was clunky. If you think about the title matches he's done, the match with Moxley where nothing worked was not great.
The barbed wire death match.
Yeah, but his match with Phoenix at the beginning of the year was awesome for the title. His story with Cassidy and Pac made no sense, but that match was good.
But that's partly because it was out of nowhere, and then Orange got injured.
Orange got injured, which is part of the angle, though. They didn't build the match up, reasonably. Anyways, they had a lot of other focuses. He had other matches that I'm not thinking of off the top of my head. Please help me.
I'm looking up his title match history right now. He had his title reign. We're just gonna look at 2021 here. He got Phoenix. He had the exploding barbed wire death match, which I would argue was good up until the ending. It was oh, we're doing pretty good.
The ends was the type of thing where it's all right, we're knocking off a star.
We had Omega versus Rich Swann and Impact at Rebellion, which I think was
fun. I really like that match. Shit ton of belts. We have to remember that too.
In AAA, he's also had decent matches as well against Phoenix. I believe also Dragon Lee. He's about to have one with Vikingo, and boy,
You're
howdy.
trying to deny on Andrade here, which was the
Andrade was fine. Andrade was fine.
Yeah, but
dude, Kenny Omega versus Vikingo. Oh, phew.
That's good. Hopefully we get to see it because
Put it in me. Weird. Put it in my veins.
Yeah,
the Omega 3-way of Cassidy and Pac, Omega versus Jungle Boy, and Omega versus Christian Cage.
Good match. Well, I think both matches with Christian Cage are worth talking about. I think the first one's better.
I would.
The first one had a better atmosphere. Yeah. I don't know if it's necessarily better.
Like, the only thing that would hold... Shingo has had better matches, but Shingo is not...
Shingo's part of a New Japan that's having...
the worst business it's had in years. So it's tough. Yeah.
But he's had a great year.
Utami, I think, is honestly... I would put Utami up there as number 3, maybe, against... I would put Utami over Roman, honestly.
Personal bias, Utami's 1, but non-personal bias is going to be Kenny. It's going to be Kenny.
Yeah, and I think I don't blame anyone for voting Kenny.
He had 3 world titles.
Yeah.
At one point, I think he did a lot. I think he had some good matches. I loved his match with Sami Callihan in Impact. I think a lot of people forget about that one at Slammiversary.
It was pretty good. It was pretty good.
For it was like an extreme match that he doesn't usually do.
Yeah.
And I thought that was pretty good.
He's just had a weird reign.
Yeah.
It's been really weird.
It's like some people like to call it one of the best reigns ever. I'm like, I don't know about that. And I think it's funny because I saw someone tweet this of how him and Roman's reigns kind of like Kenny's got better as Roman's got worse. If that makes sense. Like up until the last Danielson or Cesaro, I forget which one came last. Roman's reign I thought was great. And then ever since then, it's just kind of been nothing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kenny's
hamster wheel
has picked up.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's interesting how that worked.
But I appreciate we appreciate the question, Matt.
Yes.
Again, thank you. I don't know why we weren't given the comment beforehand, Mr. Previous Post. That makes me concerned of how many other how many other people may be posting and we're missing. So I got to look into that now.
Yeah, we might have just missed a
million questions.
People probably pop in and send us stuff, and we're like,
we just ignore it. That makes me so frustrated now because now I got to look into that, and I don't know why it's like that. I mean, according to the stream, we're getting, it's getting fed out to Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, but for a reason, if we're not getting seeing those messages, it makes me think now I got to look them up live as the show's going on, which that's just more work, or maybe I should get off of Restream and use something else. I don't know. I'll figure it out. Anyways, that's the end of the show. We appreciate the question here, Matt, but that's now the end of the show here, folks. Unless there's other people who had questions, keep spamming them in, I guess.
No, we did have questions for years, and we just missed them all.
Yeah, I apologize for that. Plugs, Scotty, plugs. Happy Halloween, of course, everybody. Hope you guys have a good, safe Halloween. If there's anyone listening to this that are trick-or-treating or they have kids and they're going out and trick-or-treating, of course, be safe as always. But we'll see how this next week of wrestling goes, I think.
I thought you wanted me to say goodbye.
I was prepping you for the sign-off, bud.
All right, match of the week. Bryan Danielson versus Eddie Kingston. I thought the match was just fantastic. It's everything you want professional wrestling to be. You have the drama, you have the physicality, you have the wrestling beauty that is this. Bryan Danielson's run in AEW is just it's been amazing. I don't know how long he can keep it up because it's a lot to ask for. But
I don't think he cares. I think he's been loving the entire experience.
Yeah, and he has so many more opponents, which is so exciting. So that's my match of the week. It just edged out Shida versus Deeb,
which was my match of the week. I really enjoyed that match. I thought it was outstanding. I obviously think Kingston and Danielson was better, but Shida and Deeb, I think they told a great story. I think that obviously they continued the story from their previous match. I like that Shida got the comeuppance and that she's moving on to the tournament. Just also the work in that match I thought was outstanding. So I just think that Shida and Deeb are just putting in God's work. It was like
it was great.
I don't want to like take away other female wrestlers in the company, but seeing this match reminded me of how great the female division is in an AEW. You know what
can be. How great
do you know what I'm saying?
Be.
Yes, how great it can be. Because this match, they have a lot of female wrestlers, and we all want to see their female wrestlers compete. And they do have a lot of female wrestlers that still need to get that experience under their belt. But you have in this division, Deeb, Shida, people that can just go out there and have killing matches, and like let's put those matches on. I thought that
was great.
And let's put on the Dark instead of Dark having these job squash matches that aren't really teaching anybody, except getting camera training and crowd control training. It is, let's get people facing each other. Let's get your Thunder Rosa versus Big Swole. Let's get all these other matches. I know Tony Khan wants to save matches, but I think when it comes to the women's division, we don't need to be saving matches. We need to be having matches that help make all of them better. You know,
oh, yeah.
We're not having a rising tide that's helping all ships when it comes to the women's division. We're having a bunch of individual pools that are getting filled up with more water. That makes sense.
So when do you want to talk about before we just sign off, your TBS championship bracket?
Oh, getting broken.
Just absolutely shattered. I thought about that when it happened. I was like, oh no.
I had Deeb go to the finals.
You had Deeb winning the whole
I did have Deeb winning. God damn it.
I thought about it, and then I was like, you know what? They'll probably do Jade, and I wish you were right. That's all I'll say. I wish you were right. But at the end of the day, great match. That's what this tournament's all about. I think that's what you want in a tournament. I can't wait for their third match, presumably at Full Gear. Hopefully, please.
Maybe. Yeah, if Deeb loses, then potentially.
Well, because the
TBS
title match, the TBS tournament isn't happening there, the final. So, or at least I don't think it is. It's supposed to happen on the first episode, is it not?
Yes. We talked about it last week.
Yeah, so I'd run back Deeb and Shida on the pay-per-view. But that is it. Oh, you can follow me at Scotty Wrestling on Twitter. I'm sorry for all the bits and pieces. You know, I did my whole Enzo shtick. I did my Braun Breaker shtick. This is it. This is the last time.
You can follow me on Twitter at Ryan Neitzey. You can figure out how to spell that, or if you're watching the stream, it is right here. There. God, what a visual gag. You can follow me on Twitter. You can get this merch if you want at countout.com/merch, countoutpod.com/merch. Got a count out thing. And maybe Scotty and I can do some sort of like promo code where it's like you get 10% off the shirt, and we'll throw in a Ring Post Radio sticker as well.
Yeah, maybe someday you'll be able to get a Ring Post Radio shirt.
That's the plan. The plan is that if we sell some stickers, then we can start saving up money to get shirts for Ring Post Radio, and that's
buy some damn stickers, people.
If I get some it's that, and then we'll get mugs, and then we'll get caps, which by the way, tease. No comment, but tease. So we'll see how that goes. Matthew Burrell had more questions for you, Matthew, but we're gonna sign off the show here. I already wrote it down. I wrote down your question. We'll be talking about it next week as well, and we'll probably talking about more Observer Awards, as obviously as the year comes to a conclusion. And not only that, but the count out year end awards as well when it comes up. Eventually.
Yeah, and we'll do the Ring Post Radio year-end awards where me and Ryan completely disagree on everything.
The Ring Post Radio Award is just going to be giving Evil all of the trophies.
No.
And Adam Cole.
There we go.
So for the Count Out Awards,
maybe we just call it the Evil Boom Award, and that's the Wrestler of the Year Award.
The Evil Boomer Award. Oh wait, no.
No. That could be taken very, very wrong.
For the count out year-end awards, I like having one specific award that is like fun. Like last year was the Lemonade Award, which was like which company, whatever, made the best out of a shitty situation. This year, maybe we do the Over Like Rover Award, where it's who is most over. Who is most over? We had nominate Evil, Adam Cole, and we only nominate people that are not over. Well, Adam Cole is over, but
Adam Cole's over like Rover,
Yeah.
buddy. I don't know if you know this. Evil sells a shit ton of merch in Japan, so take it back.
Maybe we'll do the Ring Post Radio sponsored award Over Like Rover. Maybe that's what we'll do, and then we'll announce it on the program.
Oh, wonderful.
Well, there we go.
Who's gonna win?
Who's gonna win? The world may never know. We'll find out later. Thank you, everybody, for listening to this week's episode of Ring Post Radio. If you like what we heard, of course, you can watch us every single week on Sunday live on Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. You can also listen to us on audio platforms wherever you get audio. So just wherever you get audio. Go to Apple Podcasts, Spotify.
Sounds,
wherever you get sound.
hear things.
We're there. We're there in between the waves. Our dumb bits. So again, thank you very much. If you like what you heard, we'll see you next week. Have a good one. Bye.